If you want to know what is an ISA for real estate in 2024, check out this video. We're going to go into details of the role, the main activities, the top tools they use, and how they can grow your business this year. Let's jump into it. If you'd like to get the latest tips on outbound prospecting, online marketing, everything you need for your real estate business, please crush that subscribe button. We release videos every single week. ISA stands for Inside Sales Agent. And in the real estate industry, this refers to a role that's main job is to pick up the phone, grab that keyboard, send calls, emails, text messages, voicemail drops, everything that you need to turn a lead into an appointment, into a signed client, and into a closed transaction. It's been a very popular role in the real estate industry for several years because, folks, this is 2024. It's getting harder than ever to convert those leads. When teams want to get an edge on online lead conversion, outbound cold prospecting, they want to get better results, they specialize and they bring on an ISA to help them make those calls. One of the biggest challenges of the modern real estate agent is you have so many different lead sources to choose from. You've got Facebook, Google, Zillow, different portals. You can call expireds and FSBOs and circle prospecting, etc. But the challenge remains the same across all these different lead sources. It takes more calls, more texts, more emails than ever before to convert those leads into clients, and that's where the ISA can add the most value. As they say, the fortune is in the follow-up, and that's what the ISA does. Follow up, follow up, follow up. You don't want to be one of those teams that is stuck with too many leads but not enough transactions. An ISA can help fix that for you. Converting leads has always been challenging, but it is only getting harder. Nowadays, it takes at least 8, 9, 10 different phone calls to get that inbound lead on the phone and actually respond to you. It can take 300 to 400 calls a day of outbound prospecting to get one motivated seller to talk to your team. And ISA is there to make that process much more efficient, and that is where they can add the most value. The ISA puts in the work so that you as the real estate agent can focus on what you do best, which is talking to motivated buyers and motivated sellers, getting them to sign on the dotted line and getting those transactions to close. In 2024, you need to optimize, be smart with your time and your energy. And ISA is there to add leverage to your lead generation and get you more results faster. The term inside in an inside sales agent refers to someone that's working at a desk in an office, making calls, pounding that keyboard, trying to get appointments, as opposed to an outside sales agent, which is typically the traditional real estate agent who spends time outside the office, meeting with buyers, meeting with sellers, negotiating deals, and getting them closed. Some people refer to ISAs just as VA callers. They call them appointment setters. They call them telemarketers. A lot of these terms can be used interchangeably. They essentially mean the same thing. Although I don't like it when people call ISAs telemarketers because they do so much more than that. This is 2024. An ISA should be doing phone calls, text messages, emails, and even taking over for your AI-enabled chatbots to convert those leads that initially interact with your team through texting. One of the roles an ISA can take on your team is what I call an inbound lead manager role. This ISA is in charge of responding immediately, qualifying and converting your inbound lead opportunities. These can come from Facebook, from Google, from Zillow, from the different portals. It doesn't matter. The ISA is there to implement speed to lead, there to qualify those leads and live transfer them or set an appointment for you and your team. And if they don't convert right away, that ISA is in charge of following up, nurturing those leads until they are ready to talk to your team and get the home search process started. Another big activity this role can do is looking at your old leads in your database. They can run rekindling campaigns, calling aged internet leads that actually might be further along in the process and more eager to work with an agent than when they initially came in. This is especially true for more top of funnel leads like social media, Facebook, and even lots of Google pay-per-click leads. Another role an ISA can have is an outbound prospecting role. This is what I call a true lead generation role. The ISA is taking a cold list. These people don't have no idea who you are. They don't already know, like, or trust you. The ISA is calling through these lists, searching for potential leads. They can call expired listings, canceled listings, for sell by owners, absentee owners, probate leads, downsizers, etc. There are so many options out there. They're tough to list, but the job of the ISA is the same. Go through each one of those. Make 100 phone calls to find one qualified seller lead for you to talk to so they can hand them off right away. Even though I consider these separate roles, inbound versus outbound, in reality, most teams combine these roles, right? A single full-time ISA probably does a little bit of both. They're responding to high-value inbound internet leads, they're calling the most recent expired listings, and then they can spend the rest of their day following up with leads already in the database or doing circle prospecting until their shift is over. In reality, you probably combine these to get a much better result. There are different sets of skills that an ISA needs to have to be successful. Number one, they have to sound great on the phone. They have to be pleasant to talk to. And this has to do with their language skills, their ability to build rapport, their ability to think on their feet, and create some good communication, whether someone is an inbound internet lead asking a question or they're making a cold call to someone that did not expect to speak with them that day. An ISA also needs to be an effective communicator. Whether they're texting with a lead or they're talking to them on the phone, they have to build rapport quickly, get any objections handled, and try and move along the conversation so that the lead opens up to them, gives them a little bit more information, and they're able to convert them to a qualified lead, appointment, or even better, a live transfer. An ISA needs to be self-motivated. This is a difficult job. They gotta come to it with all of their energy and the right mindset, because day in and day out, they are hunting. They are looking for people ready, willing, and able to work with your team. So they have to be self-driven, self-motivated to keep that energy level high. An ISA also needs resilience and grit. Like I said, this is not an easy job to do. Whether they're doing inbound or outbound, the overwhelming majority of their conversations are going to be negative. They're going to face a lot of rejection, a lot of objections. They got to be able to dust themselves off, pick themselves up, pick up the phone, and make the next call. An ISA also needs solid organization skills. They've got to be able to manage their time and manage their activities. They have to be able to go from highest priority activities down to the lowest priority and always be checking that with the team. An ISA that's not able to multitask and handle competing priorities is going to struggle in this role. One of the things we look for in this role is some sales experience, whether that's over the phone, in a retail setting, something that demonstrates that they're able to talk to people they don't know and get them to buy. In 2024, one of the biggest skills your ISA needs to have is they have to be tech savvy. They've got to be able to navigate technology like an automatic dialer. They've got to be able to handle a CRM, a chatbot interface. They've got to be able to navigate technology, whether it's social media, whether it's outreach technology, whether it's messaging technology. They've got to be able to be comfortable with these tools so you can get the most out of this role. A really common question that we get is, when should you hire an ISA for real estate? Folks, this is going to depend on whether you're an individual solo agent or you're already running a team. If you're brand new to real estate, I really don't recommend you hire an ISA right away. Your first hire should actually be an administrative assistant, a transaction coordinator, someone to get the paperwork out of the way so you can focus on closing more deals. And here's another important point. To really maximize your ability to get the most out of an ISA, you have to already have a lead generation strategy, a lead generation system that already works. Something that I see new agents do and make a big mistake is they think that the ISA will help them develop a new lead generation strategy. They've never done cold calling, so they hire an ISA to do cold calling for them. They've never converted internet leads before, so they hire an ISA to make those calls for them. Folks, that rarely, if ever, works. To get the most out of an ISA, they have to get plugged in to a process, to a system that you already know works. If you haven't already closed cold calling deals, online lead deals, deals from your old database, it's not going to help if you put an ISA into the process. An ISA is there to add efficiency, to add leverage into a system that already works. That is how you get the most out of this role. Another common question is whether you should hire an ISA virtually or hire someone in-house to be with you in the office. Now, this really depends on where you are in your business. A lot of folks are very comfortable with the virtual staff because after the pandemic, it became pervasive. Everyone did some kind of remote work in those years. So a lot of folks are a lot more comfortable with the virtual hires. And guess what? When you hire virtually, your talent pool goes from people in your own city, in your own region, to people all over the country and all over the world. There are big pros and cons to hiring people both virtually and in-house. You've got to find the one that you're the most comfortable with and really find great candidates in. If you want to take a deeper dive into this topic, check out the links below where I talk about hiring, managing, training, bonusing folks in the ISA role. Whether an ISA is right for you is going to come down to the maturity of your business, whether you've got some quality lead sources already, and your revenue goals for the year. If you need help scaling up and adding leverage to a quality lead source, then an ISA can be an amazing option. And here at Power ISA, we would love to help. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you on the next one.